Hey Purple, we're back with another bite-sized VoD review. This time we're covering Brawl comps, and we're using the Dorado attack to sort of illustrate our points. So when we're attacking here, we're running the Sombra Reaper Brawl with a Diva. So what that's going to do is that Diva is going to allow us to control high ground, which is especially good for this first area. But the fact that we have two shotgun heroes, we have a Sombra, is going to mean that we really need to focus on close range brawl, right? We need to get in close and use that Reaper to support our Reinhardt, while our Diva can take crossfire patterns and remove them from high ground. So right now we just saw Wavica get killed on the approach, right? And let's just back it up just a little bit to see exactly how that happened. Right? Basically, we've got our Reinhardt pushing the cart, we've got our Sombra, we've got our Lucio here, and then just some random focus fire just comes in and kills the Lucio. That's a bit unlucky, right? But it's also the product of positioning that we didn't need to have. With this Brawl comp, you need to stick together and you need to engage on the targets. But right now, in this first choke, right, you're not engaging onto a target. Until they drop, you can't really do anything to them other than poke a little bit with the Sombra, who needs to keep herself safe. The Reaper should be really, I think, ideally with the Reinhardt, and just staying out of line of sight, letting the Rein push the payload, because until they make a decision, until they say, okay, we're going to drop onto you, we're going to back up, you can really force them out. You can really wait for them to make a play. Now, on here, if you're not going to have if you're not just going to push the cart and then make them decide what to do, you can send the Reaper and the Diva onto high ground and try to pressure them a little bit, make them look at you. But you don't want to spend too much time and expend too many resources pushing them off. Just let your presence up here do that. So, and I guess that's something we'll have to come to terms to look at. How do we want to play that? Do we want to have the Diva sticking with our Rein supporting, or do you want to have the Reaper sticking with the Rein supporting? Or if we're going to send our DPS up, they want to be supported by Diva. In either case, the Rein should really be the only one at the cart right now, because the speed at which you push it, you don't need to push it with three people right now. It just needs to get close enough so that they have to make a decision on when they're engaging. Now, if we were on the defense here, what I would say is really just get that poke damage in. Don't expose yourself too much. Don't let your shield get burned down too much. Make sure that you have the advantage in the shield battle when you drop down, and then take the fight decisively. So the Lucio being with the Rein here is really not necessary. So let's continue. Unfortunate. We're backing out. We're backing up just a little bit. We're continuing to push. Okay, and so there's Zarya drops. The Rein drops with him. And right now we have our tanks on point. There's not anything decisive going on right now. Our Reaper teleports up to high ground, and this is something that I really don't like, because the Reaper is really going to be less effective as a flanker than as a brawler in this comp, right? This comp is specifically built to support the front line very hard, and unless you can teleport in and get a one-shot on that Torb, which I really don't think you're not going to be able to. The Ana's still up here, the Lucio's still up there, the Genji can come in and deflect. You're just teleporting into an entire enemy team, and as you get to higher and higher levels, people are going to punish that. Just teleporting up with if you're not being stealthy at all, if you're just kind of going right up into there, you could very well get, the Torbjorn missed the shot, was just a little bit late, but a fraction of a second sooner, your headshot, you're down to 100 health. A couple spare projectiles spammed into you could end up killing you. You fall the same way as Wavica. And in the meantime, the supports really, or the tanks really could use your help, right? This Rein, look, we've pinned their Rein. We're in a good position to follow up, but if we don't have the focus on that, and now you've got a Wraith form away, the Rein doesn't die, so it's a missed opportunity. Now, this is the last part of this fight that we're going to get into, and it's this split target prioritization that can't happen with a Brawl comp, right? We've identified that their Zarya was isolated, and I think I remember hearing the calls like, "Hey guys, I'm going on to Zarya, near Mega." Right now, we can totally burn them, right? We can totally burn the Zarya, and that's what's going to happen. We sent our Rein in. Their Rein's over there. Yeah, we send our Rein, we send our Lucio in, and then their Rein comes to help, and we've got a 2v1, and it's like amazing. That's their Rein's just giving us free ult charge. He's just gonna come in and feed, and now we're trying to take care of him. And in the meantime, we take about 10 seconds to go take care of him. In the meantime, the cart hasn't moved. In the meantime, they've, completely backed up. They're going to get a regroup eventually. And I think we take this fight, and we do take the 1v, we do take the 5v6 before they can do too much. The Torb is going to ult here, but Sean is going to get a really good shatter to sort of interrupt it, also get a lot of value. But what we were seeing earlier before was something that I was seeing way too much of, which is not something that in this situation necessarily gave us the L on this fight. But we have our Sombra on cart, we have our Reaper coming back, we've got our Ana way in the back line. We are in a comp that is designed to roll over onto, whoever the weakest enemy and just travel as like a roaming ball of death. And we're, our Reinhardt is 50 meters away from our Ana. Or something, no, not 50, like 30 meters away to 40 meters away, something kind of crazy. If we all said, okay, their tanks are down, let's push up, let's get in there, and we all kind of travel together, we could, if everyone was positioned in this little courtyard, because we said, we killed 2 tanks, we all just need to go into there. Our D.Va can defense matrix our Ana as she crosses in here. It's a little bit of a, long way to cross into this little well area and then go up the stairs instead of just going straight through the arches. But obviously, this Reinhardt's not, the Reinhardt's gonna die. He doesn't pose that much of a threat. But if we're all here, then we can just walk up here, and now they've got 3, and we're gonna have 5. Even with respawns, we've got our Lucio. We can kill the Rein really quickly and then just like run out and then catch these guys as they're trying to disengage, and then it's just a free first fight. We don't even have to use our ults, and so then that that ult exchange that happens later on doesn't even have to happen. So just because of how split we were playing, we let these 3 guys get away, and they shouldn't have engaged until they were at full strength. That was a mistake on their part, but had they wanted to, they could have just gone back to their team and then gotten another fight on third. And I don't think you guys would have really been able to stop them from taking that fight, because you weren't in a position to just run up and punish them. So that is the first bite-sized VoD review for this Dorado attack, focusing on how to execute the Brawl comp.